Hey guys, it's GameFace here, and welcome to episode 1 of my Barcelona career mode. Now, in today's episode, we're obviously going to be kicking off the career mode, going to be starting things up in today's episode, and trying to obviously sign some players, maybe sell some players as well, and we'll wait and see how we get ourselves going in this new FIFA 18 career mode. Of course, I am doing a Leeds United career mode as well, doing these two alongside each other, so I'll be alternating days as to when they get uploaded. So today Barcelona, tomorrow will be Leeds United, and then so on again. But we do have a game that we should hopefully get to in today's episode against Real Madrid to kick things off. That's in the Supercopa, that's the final of that. Is it a two-legged thing? Can't remember how they do it. Yes, it is. So maybe could not quite get to the second leg in today's episode. We'll have to wait and see. Before we go any further though, if we could try and hit 200 likes on the first episode, that would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Would really appreciate it if you could go ahead and do that. And yeah, let's crack on with today's episode. Let's take a look at some of the objectives to begin with, set by the board, and let's see what they're expecting. So, youth development is very high, that's a high objective. They've put sign 3 players in your youth academy assigned to the midfielder position. Could be an interesting one for us, might be a little bit tricky, we'll wait and see how we get on with that. Sign 3 players with a potential of over 75 to your youth squad, increase their overall by at least 10 points. Wow, that is actually a really difficult one for us, potentially. Yeah, increase all 3 of them. Wow, okay. Going to be a lot of training to do, I think, this year. Let's see how we get on with brand exposure. Gain £176 million worth of shirt sales within a season. Should be able to do that, I think. Usually we do those pretty quickly. No financial one. And domestic success is win the league title. Win the Copa de España as well, which should be very interesting for us to try and do. I want to try and win as much as possible, of course, in the first season. Continental success is win the Champions League. Now, a lot of people have said when I announced this, they said that maybe it'd be a bit too easy with Barcelona, would maybe win too much. I actually don't think that's going to be the case. We did the Man City career mode at the end of last FIFA, and basically that one, my aim was to win all the competitions, and in 4 seasons we weren't able to win all the competitions in 1 season. That's going to be the aim for this career mode. I'm not going to say it's in the last 4 seasons. It might be that it's just 1 or 2 seasons if we are successful, but I still think it's going to be very, very tough, especially with us being a legendary, having to compete across so many different competitions, and I think it's going to be a really interesting career mode for us. Obviously, we've got Dembele. We've got about £184 million to spend as well. I gave us an extra 60% added onto the budget, just because obviously you've got to think about January as well. This is our January budget as well as our summer budget. We do have Dembele, who is signed now. Sadly, in real life, he's injured, but he will be a really good asset for us on the left-hand side. He's got such a good left foot. Hopefully, he can show us that in-game as well. Squad-wise, I think we've got a really, really good squad. Not much depth. That's my main issue right now. I think we could do with a few more youngsters to kind of bulk up the squad a bit. So that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and try and do. We're going to set up a youth academy, and we're going to try and find some young, talented players to begin with. Let's obviously get the best scout we possibly can, get this Croatian guy. We'll also take in another couple of scouts as well. Do you want experience or judgment? We'll go judgment, and we'll assign a 3rd one. So we're spending quite a bit of cash already on scouts, wanting to try and bring in the best possible guys. And who will be our Spanish one? I think we'll go with Croatian. And we'll bring in some Spanish players as well as some other players as well from different nationalities. We'll look for technically gifted in particular. We'll also take a look at some Brazilians as well. Obviously wants to try and add to that contingent. Neymar and Dani Alves obviously leaving. It's not helped us there, but Paulinho has come in for us. And we are going to go 9 months, again, technically gifted, try and bring in some good Brazilians. And then the final one, difficult really to decide what nationality. Usually I'd go English. We'll go Argentinian, I think, instead. That'll probably make a little bit more sense with Messi being in the side. Where's Argentina? It's down here, isn't it? Yes, there we go. And again, technically gifted. That definitely yields the best players, I think, for me, based on previous experiences. I'm going to go with that, and hopefully that means we can get some really talented youngsters. Also, something you might have noticed is there's going to be no pre-season competitions. We've not entered into that. I'd rather spend the time focusing on training up the young players that we currently have at the club, as opposed to messing around in some sort of pre-season tournament to try and get £8 million or £10 million, which we don't really need. Okay, so these are the play drills we're going to go with to begin with, and yeah, we are going to go ahead with these guys, see how they get on. We've also got Dembele doing 2 drills, Suarez in here as well, and Titi and Semido as the other players. So Denis Suarez is going to be a guy I'm going to be trying to focus on, trying to improve him. I think he could be a really good asset for us later on in this career mode, and as well as obviously as a squad player in this first season. Not so bad this first week, obviously not expecting any major improvements in the first week of training. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks we can see some good improvements though. We also are now going to take a look at the release clauses of some of the players. That's obviously a massive sticking point on this career mode, and potentially across all of FIFA 18 career mode in general, because Obviously, release clauses are about now, and that means that we have to be careful that none of our players have them. Need to check, just in case it does get activated by a club, because obviously we could be in a bit of a difficult situation if that is the case. So, ter Stegen has one to begin things. His is nearly £66 million. Might have to look at changing that. Kilsman also has one as well. Yeah, this is not going so well, is it? Roberto's also got one. There's going to be a lot of players, I think, here. PK's got one as well. Don't want players really with release clauses, especially not particularly low ones. Digne's got one. Please, nobody else that's a bit better. Iniesta's actually got one as well. Didn't expect that. Paulino's got one. Gomez has got one as well, nearly £60 million. Might have to look to increase a few of these. Don't want to lose our best young talents. Thuram might be a player I look to get rid of, actually. So that one wouldn't be so bad. But got to make sure I get a decent amount of money for him if he does leave us. I just want to maybe try and add a little bit more youth into that midfield. Obviously got Iniesta, Rakitic, Paulinho, slightly older guys, as well as Thuram. I want to try and bring in, I think, another slightly younger midfielder. So he could be on the way out. We'll wait and see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I'll read and reply as usual. We've got Dembele, obviously, with a release clause there. Anybody else? Saisa's got one as well. Don't think Messi does he? No. He's got 1 year left on his deal, though. Okay, we've got to change that already. Okay, so we're going to enter into contract negotiations in the first episode with Messi. Wasn't expecting to be doing that, but of course, it's Messi. You've got to offer him a new deal. Of course, he's going to be a crucial first-team player, so we'll accept that. Now we're going to make sure we don't mess the rest of this up. So now we've agreed what's he want as the length of his contract. I want him at the club for another 3 years. I'm going to try. We'll see what he says to that. Hopefully he's okay with it. What does he say? Yes, he's happy with that. Good. And my agent isn't looked to add a release clause. Also very good, exactly what we're after, so we are going to accept that. Don't want a release clause on Messi. I don't want any chance of him leaving. And what else have we got? His salary, of course, yes. His current wage is £500,000 a week, so we've got to try and compete with that. I don't know where to start, though. I would have liked him to sort of ask for a certain amount to begin with, but we'll go with 550. See what he says to that. I imagine he's probably going to want a bit more, as well as some bonuses as well, knowing his agent. What's he going to say? That's a fair offer. My client's happy with that. Done deal. Okay, doesn't want any signing on fee, no bonuses, and Messi gets himself a 50 grand pay rise. Probably paid a little bit too much, but I'm happy to do that really for someone like Messi. Not so sure what I'm going to do with Iniesta just yet. He's obviously 33 now. He's obviously got a year left on his deal as well. Again, let me know your thoughts about that one in the comments section below. Obviously a legend for Barcelona, but how much longer he's got with the club, I don't really know. Maybe we'll just let him retire here. Not really too sure. That'll be, I think, down to you guys in the comments. This is the, again, the 5-player drills I'm getting on with. Can we have a bit more progress? Yes, we have done actually. Suarez there goes up on one of his attributes. Not too bad. Okay, so I've added Churro into our transfer list now. I'm going to go through the rest of the team, decide on any players that need to be listed or not. He's just going to leave simply because we've already got like 6 other centre-mids that can play in that position. So don't really need a 7th. Saying that though, there could be someone coming in to try and fill in that place, but they could also play other positions if they do come in at centre-mid. So we are going to list him, see how much we can get for him. Obviously he's 30 years old. He's actually worth a decent amount of money as well. So he could be a good player to get in a bit of cash for, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks. Okay, so now we're going to try and bring in a huge signing. Basically, we're going to try and bring in Coutinho, as you can see here. Now, I know a lot of people doing Barcelona Coronas will probably do exactly the same. He was heavily linked, so close to joining Barcelona. Well, from Barcelona's side anyway, they really wanted him. Liverpool didn't want to get rid of him, but I'm going to put in a bid for him, and I'll explain why. I think we need another winger. I think just in case someone like Suarez gets injured, or if Messi got injured, or Dembele got injured, even though he might not necessarily be starting, we'd need another winger. Obviously, we've got Deulofeu that can play there, but not that many other options out wide, to be honest. So we're going to bring in Coutinho. He'll play as a left winger primarily, but he'll also play as a midfielder as well, hence why he's also filling in for Thuram, who will be leaving us at some point. So we're going to approach to buy, and we're going to see exactly what sort of amount we can get him for. But we'll wait and see. Hopefully bring him in. Obviously Jurgen Klopp coming into our office here. We're going to try and negotiate some sort of deal. Let's see how much we can get him for. I was thinking about doing a player swap as well, involving Thuram, so I'll wait and see exactly what they say to that, what Jurgen Klopp reckons. But we're going to hopefully try and get rid of him as part of this deal. £18 million. Is he actually interested in him, though? Let's wait and find out. We consider swapping Coutinho, but we'll want another left winger. Yeah, we'll just offer transfer fee, I think. I can't really offer you another left winger, unfortunately. So we'll just go straight to the transfer fees. Current value is £49 million. We've got to look to, I think, go with £60 million to begin with. In fact, no, I don't want to end negotiations this early. I'll go 65 just to make sure that it's a relatively respectful offer to begin with. Hopefully, with a little bit closer, I have to do better about, oh no, £90 million. Okay, that's a little bit more than I was expecting. We'll counter offer. We'll go 78. What's he going to say to this? Are we a little bit closer, Jurgen, please? Oh no, he's not going to reduce that any further. Okay. He's very clear with what he's willing to accept and what he's not. So we have to increase it to, I think, £82 million is what we'll go with. Come on, give us a little bit of money off here. This is a large amount. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think he's going to start to reject this offer in a second if we don't get to that amount. So we are going to have to propose a new one. We're going to have to go pretty much all of the money. Just want to try and get a little discount, please, Jurgen. £88 million. Can we do that? Yes? Yes! Okay, he's accepted that. Slight compromise there. We saved, what, like £1.9 million? But I'll take it. I'll take it. On to his wage negotiations now. Let's negotiate that. We won't delegate it. We'll see how he gets on negotiating that side of things. I expect he'll want to come. I expect that we'll get that sorted pretty quickly because I don't think he'll want a ridiculous amount of money. We'll certainly have enough, I think, to bring him in. So in terms of his squad role, the club, I think it would be fair to say it's either important or crucial, but would he be offended by important? We'll go reluctantly crucial. We'll see what he says to that. Of course, I expect him to accept it. That's what we're hoping for. And we'll make good progress. Let's see how many years. Yeah, so he's 25 years old. I would think we should go for a 4-year deal. I was going to go 5, but we'll go 4. And hopefully he's okay with it. Yes, let's carry on. And disregard release clause. Not interested. Oh, okay. They want a release clause. That's not good. £142.4 million though as a release clause isn't that bad. Not too many clubs are going to come in with that sort of cash. We will counter, and I'm going to say 160. 160 and you can have your release clause. Not ideal, but that's the best that I want to do, and they're not willing to budge on that. We're going to have to go with the release clause, so we're going to have to go with that. We'll accept it, frustratingly, but we will have to go ahead with it. And we'll get onto his wage now. He wants 240 grand a week, which is actually a little bit less than I was expecting, so happy with that. Signing on bonus, £3.5 million, appearances 20, then you get 5.4. Wow. Gets as many bonuses as he wants, trying to rob us of loads of cash here. We'll have to, I think, counter that. I don't want to go to that sort of extent. Let's change around the wage and some other fees as well. Okay, this is going to be my counter offer. 220 grand a week on the wage, 4 million signing on bonus, and appearances down to £5 million. So decrease his wage by 20 grand. I think I increased his signing on bonus a little bit, and obviously decreased the appearance bonus as well. So we'll see what he says. He wants a little bit more cash again, does the agent. He says he wants 230 grand. Appearances, he wants £5.4 million. So we'll keep the wage, happy to go with that, but now we'll change the appearances. Let's change that bonus. And again, I'm going to ask for £5 million is what you're going to get. Surely he's going to be okay with this one. It's a good little deal we've done there. Yes, okay, he's joined the club. Finally, Coutinho joins us, and that means it's a huge, huge signing for us. £88 million is how much we signed him for. To be honest, I don't think I'll sign that many players. I usually like to keep it quite realistic for the first season or two, so we should hopefully be okay to just make 1 or 2 signings, I think, in this window, then reassess it, obviously, in January. Bidding for Turan, obviously, player got transfer listed. Chelsea coming in here with £19.7 million, and we are going to, I think, delegate. I'm going to ask for a little bit more cash. We'll start the offer at £25 million, but don't sell him for less than 22, we'll go with. Just try to get as much money as possible. We'll see what happens with that. I imagine we'll have plenty of other offers come in though, so we're not going to really be stuck with too much choice, I don't think. Okay, they've come to an agreement for the Turan sale. He's going to go to Chelsea for £22.7 million, and we'll hopefully see that one complete in the next few days. So yeah, obviously it's sad to see any player go, but I just felt like he wasn't going to get that much of a game, to be honest. And although he has played at times for Barcelona, he certainly hasn't been one of the main sort of players involved at the club. So we'll accept the offer, we'll accept the £22.7 million, and he will leave us. And as we've obviously signed Coutinho, who will play a similar sort of role to him in the club, but of course a little bit younger and a little bit better quality, to be honest, as well. So let's crack on some player drills. Hopefully this week we're going to have a bit more progress than we saw last time round. It does seem like we should as well, and we have done a few of the stats going up. No change in overall just yet, but Dembele having a good week, as did Suarez. Turan's been sold. We get just under £20 million for that sale, so not too bad. Obviously a little bit more cash to play with now, not just in this window, but also January. Some more player drills again this week. Exact same players. Hopefully going to have a bit more progress again, and try and get ourselves some overall change maybe. No, just some attributes this time round. So Semino going up on 3 of his stats, which is pretty good, but no changes in overall. It doesn't look particularly likely as well for another couple of weeks. This is interesting. Bournemouth coming in for a loan offer for Vermaelen for a year. No interest in really getting rid of any centre-backs. I mean, if I was to, then it would obviously have to bring in a centre-back ourselves. I've only got 4 currently. Vermaelen, who, to be honest, I'm not massively interested in getting him involved in the team, so maybe I do get rid of him on loan to Bournemouth. That would be an interesting one for him, definitely. Yeah, so I think I might accept that offer for Vermaelen. I'm going to try and replace him with this guy, Martinez, obviously from Real Sociedad, and we're going to try and sign him. I'm pretty impressed with him. I think overall-wise he looks quite good as well. We're going to wait another 3 days for that scout report to come back. So I'll accept the offer, let Vermaelen go to Bournemouth, and then we'll now focus on basically trying to get this centre-back signed. So we'll wait another couple of days, wait for the scout report to come back, and hopefully have some positive results there, with him being a fairly good overall, hopefully. Okay, let's take a look. 82 overall, so yes, a very good overall. Obviously better than Vermaelen, who I think 78, 79, so obviously a clear improvement. Also left-footed as well, which is one of the reasons why I'm taking a look at him, and I think stats-wise will be very, very good for us. So we'll take a look at trying to sign Martinez and put in a bid in a second, because I do think he'd be a good addition to the team. I think he was linked with Man City in real life, but of course it kind of makes sense him coming from one of the Spanish teams to then therefore join us, which is exactly what we're going to try and make happen. Bidding for Gomez though from Bayern Munich, first of all, just going to reject that one straight away, no interest. Don't know why they need another midfielder, but we'll let them off with that one, but yeah, just rejects that one outright. Vermaelen hopefully going to join Bournemouth, I think, in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, Martinez doesn't have a release clause. I think he actually does in real life. I'm pretty sure Man City were tempted. Oh, okay. I was about to say Man City were tempted to activate it, but the player is not for sale as the team doesn't have enough depth in this position. Can't even do any sort of negotiations. That is ridiculous. He's only 82 rated. It's not like it's Ronaldo. Okay, so we're going to have to look at other options now, which is a little bit frustrating, especially the fact that Vermaelen is close to leaving us. Okay, so there's a few players now shortlisted. Of course, I was ideally looking for a left-footed player, but that's probably going to be a little bit more unlikely, obviously, because that's going to narrow things down a bit. But there's a few players in here that I'm going to look at. Laporte, I think, would be the obvious choice, which is why I'm maybe not going to go for it, although he does have a release clause, which would certainly help us out. As does actually 2 of the other guys as well. Ruiz and, is it Garay? Is that how you pronounce his name? Both of them actually have release clause as well, so that could certainly help us, but we are also going to take a look at other options as well. So what we're now going to do is basically wait a few days for these scout reports to come back, just so we have the full information on all these different players, and we should hopefully get that over the next couple of days, as well as today. Before we look at that, though, let's take a look at some more player drills. Exactly the same players again, still building up to try and get some overall improvements, hopefully, in this episode. A few attributes going up across the board here, so not too bad. Suarez getting a little bit closer to 81 overall. Okay, Vermaelen's left us now on a 1-year loan to Bournemouth. I think a good signing for Bournemouth, to be honest. Really interesting offer in for him as well. Let's take a look at Ruiz, one of the players I have taken a look at from Villarreal. Left-footed player, 6 foot tall, and actually 82 rated, so very similar actually to Martinez as well. So definitely going to keep an eye out on him. Obviously, he's 28 years old. A little bit younger than Vermaelen, but certainly one of the players that we will be looking at quite heavily. Okay, a couple more scout reports coming back. These are on 2 different players I've also taken a look at as well, Regani and Wallace, both of which players I'm quite interested in trying to bring in. Regani from Juventus, of course, he is 80 rated, 22 years old though. Of course, isn't left-footed, he's right, but is a little bit taller and will be a good player, I think, for us. Wallace is also 6'3" as well, however, 77 rated. A little bit cheaper from Lazio, but he's Brazilian, so would kind of fit in quite well with our team in that sense, but yeah, not quite good enough in overall, although that would maybe be a little bit helpful for us, given the fact that we obviously do have a lot of other players that would be competing for that position, who would actually be in front of him as well in the pecking order. So a lot of things to think about, a lot of good options for us still. We are probably going to leave it to the last couple of days before this Real Madrid game, before we make a decision. Okay, so I've got down to the final 3 between Garay, Ruiz and Wallace. Now, between those guys, I'm not really too sure who to pick at all. So difficult. I might leave it for next episode. Let you guys decide in the comment section below. We'll play this game against Real Madrid and then bring in a centre-back afterwards, because we don't actually need one for the game against Real Madrid. So we'll do that. We'll decide between these 3 guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I've obviously ruled out a few of the different players that I had on there before, but I think between these 3, it's A, the most realistic, and B, the sort of player that we're after, to be honest, in the team as well. So we'll see what happens. Don't really want to pay Garay's release clause, but that'll be the only way of signing him. Obviously then got Ruiz, who he could actually sign in other ways, not just his release clause, and Wallace as well, who would be definitely the cheaper option, but would therefore not really be involved in the starting 11. These 2 would probably replace Untiti in the starting 11, so certainly would be a different sort of option for us in this team. I am also looking for slightly taller centre-backs as well, so maybe Ruiz isn't the best option in that way, but obviously Wallace and Garay would be good options for a bit more height. Quick bit of player development before this game against Real Madrid. Not too many changes in overall, in fact no changes whatsoever, but Dembele very close to 84 overall now, and quite a few changes in attributes, which is good. let's crack on with the game against Real Madrid, the first leg of this Supercopa final. And we are going to have to think, just keep the team exactly the same. Okay, so the team that we're going to go with for the game against Real Madrid, the usual sort of starting 11, not made any changes to that. Coutinho gets onto the bench, doesn't start this match, purely just to try and slowly introduce him into the team. And we do have Deulofeu on there as well, just instead of Alcesa, just going to try that out again. Deulofeu giving us another option, a bit more pace than what Alcesa has up front. So we'll go with that. Denis Suarez misses out on the bench as well, but we'll see how we get on with this team. Obviously, no changes to the starting 11, so not brought in any players to sort of help that at all. Very happy with the starting 11 right now. Coutinho could be a player that comes into that position though on the left-hand side, or the left wing. So we'll see how we get on against Real Madrid. Gone with Dembele there purely just so he can hit them with his left foot on that side. Obviously going to be a very tough match against Madrid, but we've got to make sure we stay in the game, try and get ourselves a couple of away goals as well. On Legendary, let's crack on with things. But let's see how we get on with Barcelona. My first game playing with this team on FIFA 18, so no idea what to expect. Go on, the switch is on there to Messi. He's got to get there, surely. He has done in behind Marcelo. Going to look for a cutback now. Messi going to go for a cross. Go on. Rakitic gets there. We're 1-0 up. What a start to the game. 7 minutes in. It's our first shot, and we've scored. Rakitic gets himself the headed goal into the back of the net. No stopping that. And yeah, like I say, our first shot. Really, really surprised this has happened because Real Madrid have looked fantastic in the opening stages and have been really hard done by there with us scoring at our first opportunity. Great switch by Alaba. Messi comes back inside. What a delivery. Rakitic makes his way into the box. Not followed by Casemiro, I think, there as well. And heads it past Navas, who can't quite save it. Gets his fingers to it, but unable to keep it out. And we're 1-0 up. Great start to the match. Got ourselves an away goal as well, which I assume counts in this fixture. Messi free kick here. Probably too far away to shoot from. We're going to do it anyway, though. Let's see how we get on. Not very good at free kicks usually, so this probably won't end well. Messi, oh, not that far away. Messi. Come on, got to get past Ramos here. Messi still attacking. Onto Suarez, saved. Dembele makes it 2. Gets himself a nice little tap in. 29 minutes in. 2-0 up here. And Dembele and one of our new signings there getting himself the goal. Of course, not a signing that we made, but Barcelona's a new signing in real life, scoring the goal. Suarez with the initial shots, and it's a really comfortable finish there for Dembele into an empty net. Nobody marking him. 2-0 up. Really, really good start to this game inside the opening 30 minutes. Still can't help but feel that it's been very, very hard on Real Madrid, to be honest. They have looked very good on the attack, just haven't really had that many shots yet. I'm sure they will probably get themselves a goal. They're attacking that well, and I'm sure it's not that far away as well. Benzema running through here with a good chance. Here's the post. This is exactly what I mean. We're very lucky to be 2-0 up. Don't think we really deserve this type of scoreline. Iniesta running forward now. Suarez waiting for a runner, not going to find it. Suarez going to go alone and shoot. Suarez 3-0. It's a demolishment of Real Madrid here. No idea where this has come from, but Suarez makes it 3, and it's now 3-0, 35 minutes in. Maybe we have to adjust the difficulty slightly. Of course, we are 35 minutes in. Things can change, but we'll take a look at it after this game. Maybe have to put the sliders on for this Grenade. We'll have to see, put it maybe in favour of the opposition. But 3-0 up, 35 minutes in, and really, really good run again from Suarez. Doesn't really have anybody following him or trying to put in much of a block, and no one's going to stop that. Hell of a strike. Suarez makes it 3. It's pretty much been 3 shots, 3 goals, to be honest, other than Messi's free kick. We've just pretty much taken every chance we've had. 3-0 at half-time, obviously demolishing them at the moment. Really, really happy with the result, and hopefully can continue into the second half. Real Madrid just 1 shot. I mean, they have done much better than that, but in terms of shots, clearly just had 1. They have had a lot of possession in and around the edge of the box, but they've been very reluctant to shoot, and that's probably the reason why they haven't scored yet. Iniesta getting forward, going to shoot from range. Iniesta thought he made it 4 for a second there. Good start to the second half again. Oh no, PK straight to Cruz. Cruz now looking to try and get past Umtiti, but tried some skill. Very unnecessary skill as well. They were through there. Don't know why he tried that. Well, let's make some changes now. About 30 minutes left of this game. Coutinho, Paulinho and Deulofeu all coming on. We'll take off Iniesta, Messi and Dembele. Obviously resting some of our better players. Suarez is okay stamina-wise, so he remains playing up front for us. Suarez in behind there. Great chance. Deulofeu going to look to lob the keeper. Oh, just hits the top of the net. Good delivery, good strike, saved by ter Stegen. Had to be cleared. Thought Real Madrid had got themselves a goal back there for a second, but it still remains at 3-0. Deulofeu on for a counter-attack. What's happened to the Real Madrid defence? Deulofeu, go on. Suarez, yes, we've done it. It's now 4-0. Deulofeu there, plays it across to Suarez, and with less than 10 minutes to go, added to the scoreline. Don't know what happened to the Real Madrid defence. It kind of just fell apart, to be totally honest there. Didn't really seem to have too many players back. Obviously throwing a lot of players forward to try and get themselves a goal, and in the end of counter-attack brilliantly, and it's 4-0. Suarez gets the final goal. Probably what will be the final goal of the game, I'd expect. Good chance still. Ramos. How's he not scored that? Ramos was sent up to play up front, and he's got to score that. This is what I mean. It should not be 4-0 here. It should be 4-2, maybe even 4-3. That's it. 4-0 victory. What a convincing victory that is. Obviously, really sort of shocking scoreline for us there. 4-0 win. Incredible stuff against Real Madrid, obviously our big rivals. Can't quite believe they managed to do that, to be honest. We'll take a look at the difficulty. If things continue in this similar vein in the next leg, we'll obviously look to try and increase the difficulty a little bit. But this is on Legendary, so 4-0 victory is obviously difficult to come by usually. 12 shots, 9 on target, a little bit of a better possession as well. But it was very much the case of Real Madrid going forward and looking a threat, but just not doing anything once they'd got forward. And that will be everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 200 likes for the first episode, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at GameFaceHD, and also on Instagram at GameFaceHD as well. The links to all that is in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for another episode. Goodbye.